What's up, friends? Welcome back to the number 2 podcast. I'm Glenn.
I'm Simi.
And this episode is going to be delicious.
Demure.
Demi Moore. Our guest is Demi Moore. Where are you, Demi? Who names their child Demi?
I mean, maybe her parents were saying, oh, our last name is Moore. I'm going to name her Demi because it kind of sounds like demure. And it would be Demi Moore.
Did Demi Moore start the demure trend before Jules? Insane.
Trailblazer.
Trailblazer or trailblazer? I don't like wearing blazers. Anyway, welcome back to the show. As always, my name is Glenn. Follow me on all socials. Links below. And if you like this content, like, subscribe, interact. Some of you have been doing good comments. Some of you have been
ignoring us.
And just so you know, we're huge in Germany. So
Germany.
After the last episode. So thanks for that. We appreciate you. It's been a crazy couple days. As always, I'm here with my permanent guest, co-host,
prisoner,
Similion, what's new?
What is new? I feel like there's so many things. Demure. I feel like it's kind of old now, though.
It's already old.
Yeah.
If you're not following the trends,
Jules.
Everybody was having a brat summer. So there's an artist, Charlie XCX, that has a song called Brat. And there was a viral dance. So whether it was started by people or marketing, I don't care. It worked. It was like very joyful. I even did it on TikTok and I cannot dance. I tried to do it. I attempted. Anyway, so that was like the hot trend. And then there's a creator who I think just does makeup tutorials mostly. And then it's like humor named Jules that basically went viral saying that you need to be demure.
Mindful. Cutesy.
Demurtsy. So it's gone viral. If you're not following, you're not on the internet or
where you
alive.
at?
And it's crazy. Jimmy Kimmel is on hiatus or he's sick or I don't know, maybe something with his kids. I know he has some stuff with his kids. So they're having guest hosts on I think it's called Late Night.
Yeah.
It's on ABC. And they've had really good guests. Like if you're a Martin Short fan, I'm a huge Father of the Bride fan, Franck. But he did his Jiminy Glick character and there's been a bunch of people.
Though, not guest.
As the host. He didn't do Franck. He did. Oh, yeah. He is a guest host. But anyway, the point is they let RuPaul host and he had Jules on as a guest, which A is insane because there is not a single late night TV host who's LGBTQ, at least on the major networks. There's, what's her name? Is Samantha Bee gay? I don't know all the people. But out of the main men, like there's not a gay one, you know what I mean? So the fact that RuPaul even got to host one episode is insane. And then the fact that he had on the most they were able to score Jules before everybody. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the timing was perfect.
I mean, whatever producer, like whether it was RuPaul or whoever, I mean, it's brilliant. You know what I mean? Because that's what people want to watch on TV. Like people wonder why cable has failed. It's because it's been the same boring thing since. I mean, people are still talking about who was the big Johnny Carson or whatever. Like people are still mad about Johnny Carson to Jay Leno to Jimmy Fallon. You know what I mean? It's like nobody cares. Like we just want to watch good TV. We don't care who's hosting.
Yeah, it was definitely a different dynamic watching RuPaul.
Just insane. Yeah.
Host late night. I don't. Obviously, like there's certain demographics I think RuPaul kind of like would grab. And
well, I feel like the people that watch that show don't even know who RuPaul is. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I mean, just the dynamic of the questions, I feel like, and the banter, the volley, I think was
the comedy skills so good,
dynamic. Then don't get me wrong. Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon, they're like super funny, super talented.
Super funny.
It was just like a different volley.
But after 10 years, like they're not funny anymore because they're just promoting a product, you know? And like they make good jokes in their monologues because there's writers. But
I just get, I mean, there's been these men who have hosted and it just gave it a little bit of...
I mean, I felt like I was in a time machine. And we only watched the YouTube version because obviously we don't pay for cable, but it was just like, wow, like we could live in a universe where a diverse array of human beings like are entertaining us. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like my mind as a 30-year-old man, 20-year-old man, it just makes me feel like we've been robbed. You know what I mean? And like, it's nothing against the status quo. Like, there's nothing wrong with those entertainers. Like, they do tons of good and like they're hilarious and they've entertained us for years. But it's like, wow, like maybe if the people at the top were a little more, it's because it's not even risky. You're not taking a risk. Like, RuPaul's famous as, it's like increasing the reach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, there's so many funny people.
It's increasing the reach, but there is that middle America that is just.
But they don't know what they don't know. Like, I grew up in the middle of America and I didn't even know who RuPaul was. You know what I mean? And I lived in LA for 5 years and I still didn't even know who RuPaul was. And it's because I just didn't ever see him on TV. Like, you had to be in like the niche community.
Yeah.
And you grew up.
It just sucks the world we live in sometimes, and
I feel like people now are not that close-minded. Like my cousins and stuff.
I mean, you'd be surprised.
There's a small population who's resistant to change, but I don't think. I mean, even my grandparents, like even the ones that have passed, like I'm sure would watch that and laugh and be like, "Wow, this person's really funny," and would be judging them based on the way they were born. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think people are just people. I just think. Anyway, the takeaway is like it was super entertaining.
I wonder how like the numbers look, just because
I'm sure they were horrible because nobody watches that show anyway.
Well, I mean, you know, like if it did well, it could possibly like change something,
Well, there's also a direct, if you really are a fan of this show, we probably talked about Hacks before, which is an insane HBO show that apparently I just found out is loosely based on Joan Rivers, but they didn't want to pay Joan Rivers estate. It's alleged. But if you watch Hacks, it stars Jean Smart, and it's about a comedian that wanted to host a late night show, and she was a woman, and they wouldn't let her.
Yeah, Joan Rivers is pretty much the only one in history who kind of like looks like that.
There's a lot of similarities in like the writing and behavior. But anyway,
you are inspired by who you're inspired by.
Yeah. But you're also inspired by the thing, like film and television is a sales platform, like it's not purely art. It's not like theater, and even theater has to make money. But theater people are trying to at least like move the narrative forward. So it's like you buy what you're sold. So if people have never been sold everything that there is to buy, like then how do you know you don't like it? Like because you've been sold that you don't like it. They just don't know, like you don't know what you don't know until you know. Is that Hamilton?
Sometimes I just love to be Delulu.
You're not Delulu. You were just sold.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's just like ignorance is bliss. I'm just kidding. No, that's not like information is important.
Thank God for the internet. Anyway, crazy week.
But on a lighter note, what are some things that you're into right now?
Topic number 1. What are you into?
Because I feel like we randomly get like into things, and it's just like,
what are you into?
Like at one point, like we went to a restaurant and we had a Caesar salad, and then for like
oh
months,
my God, we went through a Caesar salad phase.
We were into just Caesar salads, and we get Caesar salads.
And we didn't go to a restaurant. We had a Caesar salad, I think, from Pitfire Pizza.
That's a restaurant,
but we had ordered it to the house.
Okay.
So we just like randomly had like a sitting in bed Caesar salad, and then it like changed everything.
I thought it was California Pizza Kitchen.
Maybe it was California Pizza Kitchen. Oh, it was California.
Yeah, I think that
they both have really good Caesar salads.
Anyway, Caesar salads are bomb,
but we're not into that.
I don't think they're
anymore.
Necessarily super healthy for you, but like they feel super healthy for you.
Well, and it's also like, this is where I'm delusional because I don't like olives, and that's what's in Caesar dressing.
Anchovies,
same thing. Maybe I don't like either one.
Did you guys know that anchovies are in the dressing?
What it is. To me, it's like the croutons. You know who else has a good Caesar salad?
Oh, croutons are super.
If you ever go to Porto's in Los Angeles, they have an amazing Caesar salad. So good.
Yeah.
It has like, they like make it's like they made the croissants into.
But there's like kale in there too.
A lot of kale.
And Caesar salad is romaine.
What else are you into?
I once was a server / bartender, and a lady would come in and she would order a Caesar salad, and she only wanted the hearts of the romaine.
Oh, wow.
And she was so mad if she got like the lettuce part.
Ma'am.
But I think right now,
it's a salad.
Ma'am. I think what I'm really into right now is popcorn.
You are into popcorn lately. What's that about?
I don't know. And it has to be popcorn that has like salt on it. You know how like you get the butter popcorn, it's just like butter, but like butter's tasteless unless it's salted butter.
The first time I ever heard that butter is tasteless was when you told me that in the grocery store.
Well,
And now I don't know. I'm like,
I
have
had
I
a
never
bad experience in Germany when I was 5 years old. When we went to some carnival and we had kettle corn, and I ate like a bunch of it at the carnival. And
Is there butter in kettle corn?
no, but like that is the one that's kind of like tasteless, but like a little bit more sugary.
I thought kettle corn was caramel. Is it sugar?
It's some type of like sugar. Well, caramel is sugar,
Oh.
sugary. But I threw
But they
up.
salt it. That's why it's called kettle corn, right? It's like salt and sugar. Isn't that what it is?
Possibly, yeah.
Have I never had kettle corn?
Anyway, so I threw it up when I was like 5. And since then, I can never eat kettle corn. But popcorn right now, it's like super easy to make. Like if you're having a little craving at night, or, you know, it's just pop it in the microwave real quick. And
do you remember that microwaves used to not have a popcorn button?
I don't even use the popcorn button.
You don't?
No. I put it on at like 2 minutes, and then I stop it around when it gets down to like 30 seconds left.
I heard that you have to wait till there's 3 seconds between pops. So when I start the microwave, I press the popcorn button because I think it's sensing something, and I don't have to stay as near. But then I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
No, it's not that crucial. I just wait until I hear like less popping, and I'm like,
and then you go 1, 2,
the popping,
3, and then you have to stop it.
Are getting a little slower. Let me stop it.
Wow.
Because then it pops a little after too.
I just don't like having to floss it out of my teeth.
Sometimes that's the fun part.
No, I don't like it. When I go to the movie theater, I never have to floss it out of my teeth.
What's worse about having popcorn is not having floss around right after.
Oh, what a nightmare.
Yeah.
Because then your tongue is like doing a workout.
Yeah.
And trying to slide it. It's like, I gotta get it out. I gotta get it out. I gotta get it out. It's a nightmare. And then you're like, I'm never gonna get it out. It's horrible.
I can't stop talking like that. What are you into stuff right now? That's like
right now I'm really into manifesting right now.
No, I'm talking about things like
that's what I'm into. Because, and I'll tell you.
No, you're really into the coffees at Costco right now.
Oh, the cold brews?
Yeah.
Oh my God. My sister-in-law, I went over to their house 2 times and they were like, do you want a coffee? And I just thought it was going to be like they were brewing coffee or like a K-cup. You know what I mean? It's like you don't just like give like, you know, a prepackaged beverage to a stranger, even though I'm family. And they're handing me these cold brews from Costco. And I've had them before, but it's like a whole one. It's not, they didn't even pour it into a cup. And we forgot about them. And both times they gave me one. So now I'm hooked. We're actually out right now, and I'm like thinking, I'm like, I got to go to Costco tomorrow to get a case. How much is it going to be? How long's the line going to be?
You got to count all my coins.
I got to count all my coins so that I can accomplish that task.
Got to go to Coinstar real quick.
Not Coinstar.
That's sponsored by Coinstar.
Now sponsored by Coinstar. That's how you know you're poor if you have to go to Coinstar. Do you guys go to Coinstar?
Not necessarily. You just got like a bunch of changes. You just talked about going to the bank and they don't.
When I go to Coinstar, it's because I'm poor. And I need the change to somehow magically be dollars at a lot of them. And it never seems to add up. And then they're like, do you want to donate the money? You're like, I would not be at Coinstar if I was in the business of donating. And then it's like, do you want to wait 3 days and we'll transfer it to you? And it's like, no, I'm at Coinstar. Like, I'm going to need the receipt so I can go awkwardly wait in the line so that the person can open the register and give me the cash. But it's like they take their cut, the machine, and then I think the store takes a cut, don't they?
I have no clue.
Or is it just the machine? No, I think it's just the machine, but like it's a lot.
It's just like, just give me my money.
So whoever invented Coinstar, like you're a genius because you're robbing poor people left and right. Like that should be studied. It should be illegal. They have a monopoly on coins.
That's true.
I'm not into Coinstar.
We have
so this is not
a Ninja Turtle bank, piggy bank.
Piggy bank.
That is Donatello.
A ninja bank.
Yeah, and
a turtle. It's a turtle bank.
So we always put our loose change in there just because we don't want it like just hanging around. And so if we ever needed, we always go like, oh, do we need Donnie?
And Donnie has been there for us.
Donnie has come through clutch a couple times.
Many times at the Coinstar.
If you didn't already know, Donatello is my favorite Ninja Turtle.
Is he on display?
Yeah. A lot of people like Michelangelo, the orange. I don't know. I've never been a Michelangelo guy. He hasn't really spoke to me. Like the nerdy turtle has been me, very techie person, because I'm a techie person. I don't know if I'm a geek or not, but probably am. But Donnie who's kind of always spoken to me. Do you have a favorite Ninja Turtle?
I do not. Pass.
You're like, actually, it's April.
I really like April. I like the rat.
April O'Neil.
Yellow unitard jumpsuits. She was the original Ginger.
The original Yellow Ranger. Just kidding.
Just kidding.
Trini for life.
Trini for life. That's crazy. What else are you into?
Right now, Smarties. We talked about this.
Yeah,
on
we
the
talked
other...
about this. They're good.
There was a moment where I was really into Fruit Roll-Ups.
Fruit by the foot.
Yeah, Fruit by the foot. I'm still into them, but I think I just had so many of them that like the belly aches.
You've moved on. This podcast sponsored by...
I really know what I'm into.
Oh.
Sponsored by no one, but everyone at the same
Sponsored by
time.
North Hollywood Dental.
I'm really into liquid IVs. It's delicious.
Sugar packets.
But are they sugar? No, it's not. It's
some
salt.
of it has sugar. Some of it is salt.
Stop.
They sell sugar free. I think it's like powdered B vitamins or
It's supposed to be
something.
like electrolytes now.
What's an electrolyte?
Electricity.
I think it's just like rebranded Crystal Light.
But my favorite one is the lemon lime. There's other ones that are good, but it's just like you can't be. It has to be their number one.
It has to be their number
lemon
one.
lime,
it's so good.
It's so refreshing.
It's so refreshing. If Liquid IV wants to sponsor this podcast, like we would stop at nothing to accomplish that partnership because I go on the Liquid IV website.
Not the
like
website.
Because I like to look for the new flavors. Like they have Bomb Pop. There's a cotton candy one.
Okay.
And then there's some flavors that you can tell like are not doing well. So they're combining them with other flavors like white peach.
I like white peach.
Mm.
You don't like it? That one?
I mean, I like them all, but I like
True.
some more.
It's like the lemon lime. You can't beat that one.
You can't beat the lemon lime.
Like I want them to try to beat the lemon lime. But I think it's just the tanginess of it or something. But the white peach, I really do like as well.
Yeah.
It's very refreshing. It's very like, let me just, but it has to have like ice. It has to be cold.
It has to be cold.
AF.
It's so true. The pricing is a little weird. You know what I mean? It's like at Costco, it seems reasonable because I think you get 16 of them or something.
I think even more.
But I was at Target and they were selling a 3-pack for $5. So you're like, I don't understand. And then some of the things are like $20, but there's 8 of them. So you're like, $20, 8 packets. Like, what am I missing?
Whatever. I'm buying them.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to buy them.
I would be homeless on the streets just drinking my liquid IVs.
It's
I would just be like
crazy.
pumping it into my veins.
You're definitely
I'm a
into
fiend.
liquid IVs.
In what? It's August right now, September. October's coming up, which is Halloween. They already have all the Halloween stuff in the stores, as we have seen. And then Christmas. You said Christmas is like one of your favorite holidays. Are there certain like Christmas traditions that
The
you guys
topic
do?
is Christmas, pre-Christmas.
But like, is there like traditions and stuff that you guys?
My family has so many traditions, but the joke is,
Oh, I know one of them. Anytime I go over the Haney house, dips.
we do dips for all holidays,
But there's
not just
endless
Christmas.
dips. It's amazing.
It's a Midwest thing.
I was never really into dips that much until I got into your family, and it's just like I love dips.
You're
now.
either an hors d'oeuvre family or not.
Yeah.
And if you're not an hors d'oeuvre family, there's a different issue there.
You're not
I have
demure.
visited friends. It's not demure where it's straight to dinner. I went to somebody's Christmas once at their house where there was no dinner.
You're just like starving before
The
dinner
mom just brought
is ready.
the bags down of the presents and they were not wrapped, handed them out. And then I think she left and went out.
Not wrapped.
And that was it.
Absolutely not.
Like not every Christmas is the same
That's trauma right there. Childhood trauma.
for them.
Someone's gonna come for us.
I know. I mean, I haven't been home for Christmas in like 2 years.
But is there certain traditions?
Yeah, all of them. Dips. We're really into theatricalizing the present experience. Like there is always a present host. So usually it's my little sister. It's always my little sister. Other people would like to do it, but they're not, somehow never get cast. And the present host has to distribute the presents evenly, even though the amount of presents differ depending on the person, but they have to distribute them in a way that makes everyone feel like they got the same amount of presents. And then you have to open the present very slowly and like act like it's a big deal. You have to read the tag, even though, there's only so many people that it could be from.
Obviously, it's from Santa.
And then you have to Well, there's different Santas. So that's usually labeled.
The multiverse of Santa.
Yeah, there's like the chimney Santa, there's Santa California, there's like I can write a check Santa, gift card Santa, you know,
homeless
Santa. And then you have to hold the gift up and announce it and then like pretend to be impressed. So you're like, a t-shirt from JCPenney.
No, what I like about your family though is you guys do like a couple of big gifts and then all of the rest of the gifts are like small junk trinket type things. That
it's quantity over quality.
So it's like Christmas is really long with you guys just because you're constantly opening these little presents rather than like, you know, 2 to 5 big presents, you know, and then Christmas is over super fast, or opening the present ceremony.
Well, at least makes it fun because it's like, what does anybody really need? Like if you're a little kid, then it's fun. But like as an adult, it's like, what do you need? You know, like you have everything. So
on the other hand, with my family, who got the best presents? And it's just like, oh my God, if you're poor that year, like it's kind of embarrassing.
Who gave the best presents?
Yeah. Christmas is usually over pretty fast because it's just like, here's like 5 to 10 presents and then we're done.
I mean,
I wish it was a little bit more, you know, we did smaller presents and we just have more of it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's about like that, but
your family definitely likes to buy like big. It's like, it's less thoughtful and it's more like, this will be impressive. This will be an impressive showing. Like,
yeah, it's kind of
it's
nice
like, I would be buying this drone for you. And you're like, what? Like, like, when am I going to fly a drone? Like, but it's like impressive to open, you know?
Yeah, like you're going to be looking real cute after Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you should put
that's
in
not necessarily good all the time. And it was weird too, just because a lot of my family didn't have kids until like we were older. So it's like for years we were just grown people doing Christmas with each other, and there was no kids around, so it was weird. But now we do have children, and it's cute.
There's one child.
Well, yeah, but
I think it's weird. Adults can give each other presents.
Yeah, but I feel like it's better when there's like, you know, children. You can see Christmas through their eyes again, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like, you know, when you go to Disney as an adult, it's cool, it's fun, but then like you see it through like a kid's eyes, you're like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Interesting. I'll let you know if I go this year. Probably be working.
Right.
That's one thing. Kamala, can we get work off for the holiday, like any holidays? Could that be a law? Like in 2024, like in France, you know, in France, they take a month off. Everybody does. I'm almost 40. I'd like to have one holiday off. Like,
I remember I used to work at a restaurant and there wasn't that many people that worked the bar. There was maybe like 3 of us.
Yeah.
But I worked there for a couple of years. And so most of the time I'd work Christmas. And then one year I was just like, I'm taking this Christmas off. And then the manager person wanted Christmas off again. And I was like, no, I'm actually going out of town type thing. I requested this a while ago. But his argument was that he has a family and kids. So like, which like I understand, but like,
no,
it pissed me off just because people use like family and kids excuse all the time that made their problems bigger than mine, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm sorry I didn't have kids. I'm sorry that I didn't get married. I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I still have a family.
Yeah.
I still would like to see them like one time, you know what I'm saying? And when you work in the restaurant business or sometimes retail space, it's like availability has to be open during the holidays and we're open Christmas and, you know, Black Friday and all that stuff. So it's like you're used to that. But then, you know, one time you requested the time off 6 months prior and then they want to argue with you. Well, I have kids. You're like, I don't care. Like, I'm glad that you have kids, like, but
that's wonderful, but you don't get special privileges.
And your problems aren't like better than mine, or I don't know.
Insane.
It's not a competition.
At my last job during COVID, work from home, we had basically like a work from home schedule and a work at the workplace schedule.
Yeah.
And my boss said, because I have kids, I get the better schedule, even though the company said we had to rotate fairly. And I just, you know, I like did the right thing because I was like, okay, fine. Like, I understand. We love Christmas.
Yes, we love Christmas. And
we love Christmas.
What else about Christmas? I miss the smell of real trees.
Yeah. You don't get that in California.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, because it's just easier to have like the fake tree. and, you know, store it in the garage.
Yeah.
And then it's also like you're not cutting down trees.
True.
But that smell of real like pine, I don't even know what you call it. Is it pine? You can like get the air freshener
pine.
and then it just doesn't smell the same.
It's not the same.
No.
Do you know what I love about Christmas? I love
Santa Claus. The elves.
I love thinking about having a glamorous tree and then going to see how much they are and then how much each ornament would cost to have like a, you know, like a department store tree where it's like not real ornaments, it's like fancy ornaments. And then you're like, I'm gonna do real ornaments. Like, and I'm just gonna get one this year.
I have this thing about colored lights. And I know, and this is the thing, it's like growing up, you know, you kind of grew up like kind of, I don't know, not super fancy, right? And we had colored lights, which were like the multicolored lights, and it's just very nostalgic for me. So when I think of Christmas, I always think of the multicolored lights, and it gives me just that Christmas feeling. It gives me the Christmas spirit, and I love it. It's just something about it. And my mom used to always do that when we were younger. And then when my mom started getting, you know, older, more, you know, in her like mature era, she started doing like a more classy, like just the white lights with glamorous decorations and things like that. And her tree is gorgeous now, but she would never do a multicolored light tree. At least in her main living room. I went to go visit her 2 years ago, and just because I came to visit, she put a multicolored light tree in the other room just for me, which is nice because she knows that like it's very nostalgic for me. It's like my type of Christmas. But yeah, I don't think I could ever have like a Christmas tree with just white lights. Thankfully, they have like LEDs now to where you can change it to multicolored lights and then also change it to like just the white lights. So you can have your cake and eat it too. But for the longest time, if I saw like white lights on our Christmas tree, I would freak out. It's just multicolored lights for me.
Have we ever had white lights on our Christmas tree?
We have those LED lights now to where we could make them white if we wanted to.
Oh, it switches?
Yeah.
I never knew. Yeah, I like the classic multicolored lights. It reminds me of my parents would like.
You like the thick ones though, like those are very nostalgic.
Yeah.
That takes you like way back.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah.
And now this is a Christmas podcast. So
Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Send us photos of your Department 56 setup. All right, friends. Well, lots of cool new stuff coming up on the pod. Hopefully you guys follow us on social. We have a new social channel. It's called @2PodClips. So you can watch the funniest moments. Well, we think they're funny. There's lots of good topics coming up because a lot of good TV is coming back.
Let's come in.
So if you've been listening to this podcast and you're confused as to what it's about, because we talk about Christmas and then we talk about
everything,
and you're like, I don't know if I'm into this podcast because they don't have a niche. They're not selling me anything. This feels weird.
And if there was a niche, the one niche would be.
Oh, I tried to find the niche. You can put 3 niches on the podcast app thing. So I did like comedy interviews and then I did TV commentary reviews.
But if it was really, it would be.
Our niche
starts with the S, ends with an L.
Slumber part. Soil.
Survive. Oh, I said it ends with an L. Starts with an S, ends with an R.
Oh, Survivor. Yeah, it's be a TV podcast. Anyway.
No, it's not. But I mean, we love Survivor.
Yeah, but
when's Survivor coming out? Again,
it's like in a week or 2 or September, I think. Maybe September.
Get ready.
Anyway, so
we're just gonna be.
We really like TV. So if you're into certain shows, let us know because we like to talk about it on the show. We don't just talk about nostalgia.
And what shows are you into that we should get into?
Do people even watch TV anymore? Or it's just us. I feel like it's just us. Because I'm at work and I'm like, what are you guys watching? And they're like, I don't really watch TV. And you're like, what do you do all day?
Everyone's probably like working their butts off.
But when they're not at work.
You can't afford anything anymore.
I feel like a lot of people are just like doing like cosplay. Because everybody I talk to at work is like talking about cosplay. And I'm like, so you just go home in your room and you're like doing craftsmanship?
Like, is that arts and crafts?
It is. You have to be highly skilled to create those things. And then they sell them online for like thousands of dollars. But you're like, it's like you go to Michael's and get like chain mail. And I like, you know what I mean? It's like, I see the things and you're like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, that's insane. I mean, it's like Drag Race. It's like when they do the dresses, you're like,
Oh yeah, true.
where, like, I've been to a fabric store and none of the fabrics,
Like, did you go to fit them?
not, I mean, we've walked up and down, like Hobby Lobby has fabric. We've gone there. You go up and down and you look at the fabric and like, it just looks like a rolled thing. It all looks the same to me. And then like you watch them on the show and they turn the like ugliest thing ever into this thing. And you're like, how? And they show the pattern too. You're like, the pattern doesn't even look like what that is. You know what I mean? And then it's just, that's
I
what
went through a
people are
sewing
doing.
phase. You bought me a sewing machine one year.
Yeah.
Was that for Christmas? When was that for my birthday? Like
One of them.
Yeah, you bought me a sewing machine one year and I was really into it for a second.
The bobbin, the needle,
because we used
thread.
to go.
These are things I know about sewing.
We kind of do that now, where we go thrift store shopping, and you find things that you like, and it's just not the right fit. You're like, oh, I wish I had a sewing machine, or I even wish I knew how to sew. And once you got me that sewing machine, I just YouTubed everything.
Maybe you're a cosplayer and you're just
nope. I mean, sewing is very cumbersome. Like, it really takes a lot of skill and concentration, and it's tedious. Patience. There we go. And so I just like it for like a hem here or there or anywhere.
I don't know that I hem.
Take it in a little bit, take it out a little bit. Maybe a lot of it.
I think I just donate or upsell. What is it?
Upcycle.
Downcycle. This podcast brought to you by our eBay store. See the link in bio. We're not joking.
Oh yeah, we do have an eBay store.
We're not joking. Thanks for listening. You guys are the best. Like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend. If you want to support the show, there's lots of links below. We will take your money.
Bye.